Okay, hey everybody. Before I get to the actual subject of this video, I'd just first like to thank my viewers for giving me ideas like the one for this video. Because oddly enough, even though I use my wheelchair every day, I didn't think to do a video about it until someone messaged me and said, "Hey, can you do a video about your wheelchair?" So, that's what I'm doing now. Okay, with that out of the way, my current wheelchair is actually, you know what, let me take this backpack off so that you can see better the back of the wheelchair. Yeah. In fact, maybe we're gonna try something here. If it doesn't work, well, it doesn't work. No, that doesn't look like it's gonna work. We'll try it though. Just zoomed in a little bit. Okay. So maybe I'll get out of the wheelchair too. I don't know. Anyway, I'll just talk about it a little bit first, I guess. This wheelchair is a tie light. It's excuse me. It's rigid frame. It has a rigid frame, which means that it doesn't fold this way, excuse me, in half like a lot of wheelchairs do. In fact, like the one back there does, my old one. This is actually my fourth wheelchair. That was my last one. I had one before that and one before that one. My first wheelchair, excuse me, you'll have to excuse me, I just got over a cold and I still kind of have the cough from it. So, anyway, my first wheelchair was a folding wheelchair, like that one, and I'll just bring this over here so you can see it a little bit better. Hopefully. Okay, yeah. So as you can see, right now it's folded in half. Normally, I'll just... Okay, that's about what it would look like when it's unfolded. Lock it so it doesn't go flying. Okay, so my first wheelchair was a folding wheelchair, much like that. However, that one has solid tires. The large wheels are solid. My first one did not have solid tires. They were blown up with air, which on one hand is good because it gives you a smoother ride. But on the other hand, if you get a tack or something sharp in the tire, you're gonna have a flat tire. And that did happen to me when I was in maybe 6th or 7th grade, somewhere around there. Maybe even before that, it might have been 4th or something. But my either mom or dad had to come in with a patch kit to repair the tire, basically, in school. And so I had that for quite a long time. My first wheelchair I had I got it when I was about 4, and I think I had it until high school or so, I guess. Yeah, that would make sense. And I'm not really sure about the brand of that wheelchair. My mom, asked my mom what she remembers, and she said it was a Quadra. Now, she's not sure if that's the brand or if that was the model. So, I don't know, maybe someone can comment on this video and say there never was a brand called Quadra, or there was a brand called Quadra. Anyway, I had that approximately until high school. When I was in high school, I got a new one, and it was a rigid frame wheelchair, like the one I'm sitting in right now, which I will show you in a little bit. So I had that for most, if not all of high school. I think all of high school. Excuse me. And then when I got to college, I got that wheelchair. And that one was really great. I guess first I should get into the advantages and disadvantages of rigid frame versus folding. Folding wheelchairs are great, I guess, obviously, because you can get them into small spaces when you're not using them. Just fold that up again. If I can. Let's see. Oh wait, I remember. It's been a while since I did this, so I'm kind of a little rusty. More than a little rusty, I guess. Okay. The chair is actually probably a little rusty too. I forgot I had my brake on just then. So now, obviously, it's much, much smaller when it's folded, which of course is great for like loading into a car or storage or anything kind of like that. Now the disadvantage to a folding wheelchair is that when you push it, some of the energy from your push is going to be lost. So you're not going to get as much movement. You're not going to maximize, let's say, your energy with your movement potential. There's a physics word for that, I'm sure, but I can't really remember it right now. So, advantage and disadvantage of folding wheelchair. Now, the rigid frame is like basically the opposite. You're gonna expend less energy and get more movement. And obviously, if it doesn't fold, it's gonna be, more difficult to get into a car or storage or anything like that. 1 second, please. Okay, so I got really lucky with my current wheelchair because when I had my car, the Saturn, the blue one, which you've probably seen the video of, it was actually the first video on this YouTube channel. So if you've seen that video, you know that I can load my current chair into that without any problem, even though it's a non-folding chair. However, when I first got the car, I had that wheelchair. So I used to load it in by folding it and then pulling it in. When I got this chair, I didn't know if it would fit in my car in the back the same way that one did. Very, 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 I got so lucky because it did fit. And the odds of that are pretty low, I guess. Otherwise, I'd have to take this chair apart, take the wheels off, and whatnot, and that takes so much more time, and it's a lot more difficult, and I'd really rather not do it. Luckily, I don't have to. Okay, so I will show you, I'll try to show you, it's a little bit difficult because of the lack of space in here. I take the seat off, I am able to fold this back part of the chair. The keyboard is really blocking the view. But I can fold this back part of the chair down like that. So it does take a little bit of space off for storage or putting in a car or something, but it doesn't really help quite that much. And I actually don't really use that feature that often. I'm falling off the bed. Okay. So, I guess I should talk a little bit about how I got this chair. And the way I got it was that I went to, when that chair was kind of breaking down, getting old, I went to Kessler Rehab Institute here in New Jersey. And in the same place I actually took lessons for driving. But I went there, and because they have a sort of a workshop, or not really a workshop, it's more like an evaluation, where you go in and somebody will evaluate what they think you need for a wheelchair. They'll ask you questions what you think you need. They'll do measurements and all kinds of stuff like that. And what the person found out was, the biggest thing they found out, excuse me, was the old wheelchair I had actually grown out of. What happened was, on my own, I had put a piece of wood approximately that thick to boost me up in my chair because I felt like I was sitting too low. So I put it up higher, and when I got there, the woman said, why don't we just make your chair higher? I was like, oh, that would be a great idea. So they did that, you know, after doing the measurements and everything. Then I don't remember everything that went into it, but it was, I had to go back at least 2, possibly 3 times for them to do everything they needed to do for the evaluation. Excuse me. And then with insurance and everything, it ended up being several months, probably over 6 months, until I got the new chair. So I keep that one as a backup now. And I guess there's probably only one other thing I didn't mention. As I said, my current chair is a Thai Light. The old chair is actually a Thai Sport. The chair I had before that one was a Quickie, the ridge one. And the folding one, my first chair, again, I mentioned it before, but Quadra, I think, I'm not positive. The only other thing I guess I should mention, oh, no, 2 things, now that I think about it. The wheels have only a very, very, very slight amount of camber, which means cambered wheels, non-cambered wheels would go straight up and down. Cambered wheels kind of angle like this, which if you're doing a lot of sports is really good, because like if you're doing wheelchair basketball and your wheels are angled like this instead of like that, you can turn around much quicker. It's not really that good and can kind of be detrimental if you're using a chair with really cambered wheels on a daily basis. Most people don't do that. So mine only have a very slight amount. And the next thing I guess I could show you is, I can't really do it because I don't know if I can get zoomed in enough, but there are two main types of locks. Excuse me, brake locks, or wheel locks. I mean, sometimes people call them brakes, but I don't, and I've never seen anybody actually use them as brakes. My hands are my brakes, basically. If I'm already stopped, then I put the wheel locks on, but I would never use them to stop the wheelchair. It would just be really too dangerous, for me at least. Maybe some people do. You could almost think of it as a parking brake. Like, you wouldn't use your parking brake in the car if you're going 60 miles an hour to stop. But if you're already parked, you put the parking brake on so you don't, like, roll down a hill or whatever. So there's two main types of brakes, and I just had mine replaced because I happen to like push to lock. Push to lock means, I will be right back and see actually if I can get the old ones from the other room so I can show you. So hold on. Alright, I'm back, and maybe I'll cut that little bit out where I wasn't here, but I probably won't because I'm lazy. Okay, but I do have the ones that I wanted to show you. I'll show you the one that's actually not broken. Okay, so this is an example of a push-to-lock brake. And it looks like this. So, it's on the wheelchair. Think of the front of the wheelchair being over here. The back of the wheelchair is over here. And this is the left brake. So you basically go like this, boink, and the wheel is locked. And then you go like that, and it's not locked. Now, you're not going to be able to see on my wheelchair. So that's the right one. Here is that was the left one. Here's the right one. Now, if I just show you, you'll be able to see why I needed to have it replaced. Okay, they're spring-loaded, so when you go like this, it goes boop, right back up without you hardly need to use any pressure at all. However, this one, as you can probably see, the spring is broke. So what was happening was, it was always down and it was rubbing on my wheel constantly. And I have to say, not a fan of the spring-loaded brakes, only because of that. And I actually got them only about 6 months ago, and I needed to have them replaced already. So that wasn't cool. Now, the other type of brake, which I don't have right now to show you, are called scissor brakes. And basically what you do, push to lock means, obviously, you push the thing forward to lock it. Scissor brakes, I'm just trying to remember because it's been a while since I used them. I don't like them at all. They're a pain in the butt for me. But some people really love them. And they kind of look nicer, which is good, I guess, for some people. But scissor locks, you have to pull. Make sure I'm saying this right. You have to pull towards you to lock and push away to unlock, which, excuse me, I just want to make sure I'm telling you the right thing, because I totally might not be telling you the right thing. And I'm really sorry, but this video ended up way longer than I expected it to be. Okay, so, well, apparently... Yes, okay. You pull it towards you to lock it, push it away to unlock it. Which, again, when they're unlocked, you can barely see them at all, which is really nice. But I had a lot of trouble with them, mainly because if you're on a hill and you're trying to put them on, you're really fighting if you're on a hill, the door to my house has a slight incline leading up to it. So what happened when I had scissor lock brakes, or scissor wheel locks, I would pull the thing back, and the momentum from the thing was pushing me back. Whereas with push to lock, I pushed them on, and it was the same momentum I had from pushing up the ramp, if that makes any sense. And in general, I didn't like the scissor locks. But again, some people love them, so, you know, to each their own. I guess there's probably one more thing I should talk about. And you can't really see it, but on my current chair I have frog legs, which are basically like shock absorbers, and I hate them, actually. It was recommended that I try them, so I did, much like the scissor locks, and I hated the scissor locks, and I hate the frog legs. But I'm supposed to get a new wheelchair within the next year or so, so I'm just going to have to put up with them until I get the new chair. I really don't like them, though. They make it a lot more difficult for me to get in my wheelchair, and actually caused me to crash at least once and possibly twice, excuse me, when I first got this chair, because I wasn't used to them. I'm more used to them now, so it doesn't happen, but I still don't like them. I didn't have them on my old chair or any of my other chairs, actually, because they didn't exist when I had those other chairs. But I think that's it, and I hope this will be like the definitive video on at least my channel for my wheelchairs. I hope it's the definitive video talking about my wheelchairs. But if I missed anything that anyone has a question about, definitely post a comment or send me a message. It's not really about, I guess one more thing, it's not really about the wheelchair, but the type of wheelchair seat cushions I use are J2 deep contour cushions. I use the smallest ones available, and my chair is actually one of, if not the smallest ones available on the market today. Available on the market? That's like redundant. The seat cushion is, I think it's 12 by 12, but I want to make sure, so I don't want to lie to you, and I'm lying because it's not 12 by 12. It's 14 by 14. Oh, that's right, okay. My seat cushion's 14 by 14. It's the smallest J2 deep contour that they make. And the chair itself is 24 inches wide. So I know if a doorway is 2 feet, I can get in. It's going to be real close, but for the most part, there aren't too many doorways I can't get into, except really, really old buildings. And in general, if I can't get through a doorway, then most other wheelchair users will not be able to get through it either, because as I mentioned, my chair is one of, if not the smallest on the market. Okay, so this video ended up way longer than I expected it to be. and I'm still not sure I covered everything. Hopefully I did. If I didn't, send me a message, post a comment, and thanks for watching. Thank you all so much for watching all of my videos, and I will see you all next time.